Alright guys, we're back in American Truck Simulator. So, this is my main garage. It's the only one I have like fully built up. And it's here in Tucson, Arizona. So, I've actually never lived in Tucson, but I'm in Tucson like once every couple weeks for work. So, I decided to throw it in here. I'm in Tucson quite a bit, so I'm gonna count it. So, again, kind of like Salt Lake and honestly most of the major cities in this game. Come on. Can't really go downtown, which I mean makes sense because it's a trucking game, and you know most semi-trucks avoid going through the centers of major cities. So that's about as close as we can get to downtown. But yeah, it looks pretty spot on. I just want to see if they have if they show the mission or anything in here. I was actually trying to avoid that. I'm gonna try and drive a bit more normal in this one, since the last video cost me a lot of in-game money on my career. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have the mission in here. There's the San Cantilena Islands. That right there kind of resembles El Kong Mall, but I'm not sure if it's in the right spot. 6th Avenue goes past ASU. So they got the streets on here too. We're probably on Speedway, either Speedway or Broadway. Oh, I was wrong. We're in Congress. Alright. Street. I just ran a red light. I forgot I was trying to drive normal in this one. Oh well. I don't know if that was supposed to be part of the Air Force Base or not. There's a massive Air Force Base. So anyways, that was Tucson. They did Tucson pretty well. So getting off the freeway exit for Sierra Vista, there actually is that dinosaur statue there for whatever reason. I really don't know. But it's kind of like the lighthouse in Cedar City, I guess. I was turning on my hazards on accident. Utah plate, because this truck I'm driving is not my main truck. It's just the truck I'm using now, and it's based off of my St. George garage. In my playthrough, I have my main garage in Tucson, and then I have one in St. George, Bakersfield, and Reno. I bought it on a whim on Steam sale for 75% off, so I got it for like $4.99 or something like that, and I have put 160 hours into this game. Like, I get hooked on it, but not all at once. Like, I'll play it for a few months and then not touch it for like half a year, and then come back and play it for 3 months, like nonstop. So, Karchner Caverns State Park between the freeway and Sierra Vista, and they actually have, even though it's like you can't even go up it, and even though it's just a state park, they have the sign for it right there, which is pretty cool. Sierra Vista is the town I currently live in. It's about 27 miles south of the freeway, so no interstate goes through Sierra Vista. We're currently on Arizona Highway 90. Sierra Vista's larger than Cedar City, but smaller than most towns I've lived in, I guess. I've lived in, I think, I've lived in like 9 cities, I think, altogether. And what I like, one of the reasons I moved there is because it's quiet. It's kind of out of the way. My entire life, I've either lived in a major city or a major tourist city. So even the small cities I've lived in, like Cedar City, Lake Havasu is smaller than Sierra Vista also. Or at least it was when I lived there. Now it's larger. But they've all been like massive tourist towns, and like Sierra Vista is very quiet. It's about around 50-ish thousand people. But like there's no real tourism around here. So there's the military base, Fort Huachuca, which is like right over here. We'll go up. Highway 90 turns down there. I live a little ways up Highway 90. That's like the main gate to Fort Huachuca is over there. This is all military. This side of, we're on Buffalo Soldier Trail. All those buildings right there are on the military base. This street basically borders the military base. That's Fry, which is Fry Boulevard. The Fort Huachuca sign is correct. It's just not in the right spot. Ah, really? Okay, so they have Coronado on here, which this doesn't really look right. Yeah, the mountains look good. I'm surprised they don't have the blimp. There's a blimp over here because this is like all down this way is like all Mexico. So there's a blimp that's actually a radar for low flying trucks so that they can catch the drug runners. Okay, so Highway 92. Yeah, Highway 92 goes down that way. That's how you get to the Mexico border crossing. This intersection kind of seems in the wrong spot too. You know what? I'm just gonna go because they already gave me the ticket for it. Might as well, right? Now, in game, Walbear usually takes the place of Walmart. This is definitely in, well, if that's Highway 92 down there, no, the Walmart would be down here. And there's the sign to go to Bisbee. And 92, okay, so if this was real, Walmart would be over a little bit past where that seafood sign is. So Sierra Vista doesn't really have a downtown, so there's nothing that they would really copy by going down Fry. And the town was incorporated in 1956. They brought together like, it was like 3 separate communities that were all kind of small communities that were all kind of, what street was that? Oh, Lesnar. Yeah, Lesnar doesn't intersect Highway 90. Over here, kind of up here where that's all gated off, that's about where I would live. So, yeah, it was 3 small communities that were all pretty close together, and then they decided to incorporate into one actual city. And so there's no, like, real distinct center of town, because the town was a conglomerate of 3 neighboring villages. So, overall, Sierra Vista, probably the worst done city that we've been through so far, which is fine, because, like I said, it's I stopped. I was turning right. Because like I said, it's not a major city and it's not a tourist city, so there's no real reason to get spot on. They got the 2 main things, which are Karchner Caverns and Fort Huachuca. All right, so Phoenix, you've got the Sky Harbor Control Tower. Again, same situation with Salt Lake and Tucson, major city. You don't really go through downtown, but like, there's I believe it's either a Hilton or a Marriott. There's the Chase Tower. Basically, you know, skyline's done pretty good. I can't really fault them on that. They've got here's the mini stack. Which the mini stack interchange is done pretty well. And nothing really to say about that. Okay, so what I find kind of bizarre is that, yeah, in real life, Phoenix does have this tunnel that goes under a portion of downtown on Interstate 10. What I think is interesting about them throwing that in this is that semis aren't allowed to go through it. They have to take the truck route, which goes around the airport the other way. So yeah, I don't know. Then here's the stack. You can't really see the stack because I-10 is towards the top of it, but the main I-10 I-17 interchange is called the stack because it's a stack interchange, which means all the roads are layered on top of each other like that, as opposed to a clover where it's all spread out. The reason that most of the time stack interchanges are in downtown areas. And then yeah, I mean that's basically all that you really get to see of anything of Phoenix, because it's like downtown's over here. Actually, it's over here. Downtown's over here. But see, like, trucks, in real life, trucks have to go, the tunnel's right here, right? The trucks have to go down 17 in real life connects back around over here past the airport. So yeah, and trucks are actually prohibited from going through the tunnel, so they got that wrong. In real life, this is a lot more heavily developed. It looks like there's mostly houses over here. This is all businesses lining the I-17 corridor right here. So they got that kind of wrong. I'm not going to fault them that much on that, but like I was saying before, Arizona, California, Nevada, the 3 first states are all, in my opinion, the least detailed. Like, yeah, that's just how it was. Like, it seems like they gave them more time for the individual state DLCs, and so those are all a lot better. Like, Utah was for the most part pretty spot on, the cities that we went through. Sierra Vista was really bad. Some of the road layouts were correct, but like intersections were in the wrong spot, just stuff like that. Phoenix and Tucson, when you're showing just the skyline parts, it's like, what am I trying to say here? It's kind of hard to screw up. You just have to design. You can't get close to those buildings, so you just have to design those buildings in the distance. And I mean, they did a great job of that. Yeah. Anyways, that was Phoenix. I'm not gonna be too harsh on them for Phoenix because, like I said, Phoenix, Tucson, all the landmarks that you would recognize for them are all like out in the distance, and even Sierra Vista, like there are no real landmarks. So I mean, they had it in the wrong spot, but they did have the Fort Huachuca sign. Karchner Caverns sign was great. They had that random dinosaur at the Benson exit. So, you know, the scenery driving up 17 to Flagstaff is pretty good. They did a good job on this. So like their scenery has always been good. They've got like the state specific road signs are really good. Anyways, the fact that we're so far away from Phoenix now in game and I'm still talking about Phoenix just kind of shows you how off or how smaller the scale of the game is. I mean, I don't expect them to like make a game design where like I'm spending 2 hours driving from Phoenix to Flagstaff, but at the same time it's like, you know, Phoenix has close to 5 million people in the valley, so, and we're already up to Camp Verde. Alright, we're actually going to end this one right here. We'll see you another time.